consider my move to Melbourne to be one of the most important decisions that I have made in my whole life.
What makes you say that?
It was a really big decision for me since I have never lived in another country before, so I was leaving everything behind at home and essentially start a new life here.
So, why did you decide to move to Melbourne?
I would say there are a couple of factors that were involved in my decision making. Studying was a big part of it. Back at home, I looked through so many options from different universities. They don't seem to offer like the things that I want out of a media course, because I really hate writing essays and memorizing theories. So the things that the local university is actually really outdated and boring. I don't want to study like that. That's why I came here.
What's the other reason that you moved to Melbourne?
Honestly, I just wanted to try to live on my own, somewhere new, so I can learn how to take care of myself. I didn't want to rely on my parents' money. So I'm now working at a hot pot place in Chinatown, trying to make some money on my own to pay for my rent.
So, how do you feel about Melbourne right now? It's been a couple months since you've been here.
Not gonna lie, I really like the culture here. It's a lot more diverse than I initially thought. Because before I moved here, I always heard of people saying the culture in Melbourne is special, and I did not get what they were talking about, I mean, it's just the Western culture. How special could it be? But after moving here, I think I'm slowly getting why people say the culture here is different. I got to know friends from many different countries, and all of our daily practices are different. It's always fun to learn from others and get to know new people. So in short, I'm falling in love with Melbourne.
One of the most successful aspects of my work is the B-roll that I've shot for the project. I think it really complements well with the topic of my video project. As my interview is about someone's life in Melbourne, I've taken a lot of B-rolls of the views in Melbourne, the interviewee walking around the city, and the daily routines of her. One of the most problematic aspects of it was the interviewee's performance during the interview. I feel like she could have expressed a lot more emotion if I made her feel more comfortable on set, because when we were filming the interview, I could tell that she was really nervous. We had to stop the shooting a few times because she had to readjust herself. So next time when I'm doing an interview again, I should first learn how to comfort the interviewee, then we can move on to doing the interview or the B-rolls. One key discovery that I had was that don't be afraid to ask your interviewee to do something, even if you think that it may be out of their comfort zone, because they will never do it if you will never ask for it. One example would be that I messed up some of the scenes during the shoot. I felt like it was kind of embarrassing to tell the interviewee that we have to redo something, because I wasted so much of her time and we walked to so many places already, so she must be tired. However, after going through all of this thinking in my head, I decided to ask her about it, and surprisingly, she said that it was okay for her to redo something and she was completely fine with it. This reminds me of a quote from Week 10's set reading, Conducting and Shooting Interviews by Michael. He said that most participants enjoy collaborating in the making of a documentary and are just as sincere when we're doing something a second or a third time. I feel like it's good that the interviewee was actually passionate about my project. This has really motivated me to make a better video too. Through this video portrait assessment, I've really started to appreciate the process of planning. At the beginning stages of planning, I was talking with the interviewee about what she wants to talk about in the video. After she said that she wanted to talk about her experience in Melbourne, I have already had images in my head as to what kinds of B-roll I want to shoot. So it was important for me to write it down because there were too many ideas coming into my head, and I would have forget about it if I did not write it down on my planning documents. One example would be that I wanted to shoot a specific scene at night because that street is only busy during dinner time, so I had to write it down on the planner and make plans with the interviewee to shoot some B-roll at that time. This was important for me to develop my habits as a media practitioner because I got to have the chance to practice being organized during a shoot. The planning have made my vision a lot clearer and everything was just being done in a really efficient manner, which is quite important if I'm actually working as a media practitioner in a real world situation.